Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Tundra slipper, which is the slipper you can see here in front of you. It is sort of a boot style slipper with a thick double crochet ribbing. And they're absolutely cozy to make. The crochet pattern, the written pattern, is available in 4 sizes ranging from women's US size 5, which is about a men's size 4, all the way up to a women's size 13 or a men's size 12. These slippers are super cozy, super quick to make, worked with a super bulky weight yarn, and they have a double thick sole, which makes them even more cozy. I haven't done it on this one, but on crochet slippers, I do recommend putting some kind of non-slip product on here, whether it's a sock stop or a hot glue beads. It's really up to you. Just crochet slippers can be a little bit slippery. This is our slipper. For the tutorial today, I'm going to be using some super bulky weight yarn. This is the Lion brand Thick and Quick. I'll be using 2 different colors in my tutorial today. For your small slipper, you're going to need approximately 120 yards or so per pair, all the way up to the extra large pair, which is about 160 yards required. You're also going to need a 8mm or an L11 crochet hook. This is the Birchwood hook by Rayon yarn. Links to these items can be found in the description of this video. Also down there in the description of the video, you'll find a direct link to the free written instructions. Today I'm going to be working the size small in the video. If you would like the stitch counts for the larger sizes, do head over to richtexturescrochet.com and you'll find all of those stitch counts and modifications there. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe. Take a look around. There are a few other crochet slipper designs here on my channel that you'll absolutely love, and you'll find those in the Socks and Slippers playlist. Other than that, this channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. Now our slippers today are worked from the sole up to the top, so we're going to start making the sole. Again, we'll be working the size small in the video. We're going to start by making a slip knot and then by working a foundation chain. Also, before we begin, you're also going to want to make a total of 4 of these soles. Because the soles are double thick, we're going to be joining 2 of them together for each slipper. So for the size small, we're going to begin with our color A and we're going to chain 11. If you are working the size medium, you will want to chain 12, chain 13 for the large, and 14 for the extra large. Once you have that foundation chain worked, you're going to begin round 1 by working 3 single crochet stitches into the second chain from your hook. You're then going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 8 stitches. That will leave you with 1 stitch remaining. You're then going to work 3 single crochet stitches into your final stitch. This is going to force you to turn your work so that you can now work along the opposite side of your foundation chain. Now working into the opposite side of that foundation chain, you're going to single crochet into each of the next 8 stitches. and then join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch. At the end of this round, you'll have a total of 22 stitches. Now for round 2, we're going to chain 1, continue working in the same direction, and you're going to work 2 half double crochet stitches into each of the next 3 stitches. So beginning with that same stitches joining, work 2 half double crochets into that first stitch and into each of the next 2 stitches. Half double crochet into the next stitch, and then work 1 single crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. Next, work 2 single crochet stitches into each of the next 3 stitches. Then work 1 single crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. And finish off this round by working 1 half double crochet into your final stitch. You can then join with a slip stitch into the top of that first half double crochet stitch. At the end of this round 2, you will have a total of 28 stitches. For round 3, we're going to chain 1 and work 2 half double crochet stitches into each of the next 6 stitches. Half double crochet into your next stitch, and single crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. You're then going to work 2 single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. And finish off round 3 with a half double crochet into that final stitch. Join with a slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet. You can then go ahead and fasten off, weave in any ends, set it aside, and repeat for the second sole for the first slipper, and then go ahead and work 2 more for the next slipper if you'd like. We'll need 4 of these in total to make the pair. Once you have worked your 2 slipper soles, for 4 in total to make the pair of slippers. You're going to join the 2 soles together and work the slipper side. So what I did was putting your slippers with the wrong sides facing. You're going to join with a slip stitch at the back of your slipper sole. So at the back, that's where you've worked the single crochet stitches. The half double crochet stitches form the front of your slipper. So into the back of your slipper, just in the middle stitch, you don't have to be too picky. Just in the middle stitch, you're going to insert your hook through the first side, through the second side, and then join your color B. As you are working, you're going to be working through both thicknesses, and you're going to want to make sure that your stitches remained matched up and that you're not skipping any stitches as you're working around. For round 1 of the slipper sides, you're going to work through both soles and you're going to single crochet into the same stitches joining, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Once you come all the way around, at the end of round 1 of your slipper sides, you're going to join with a slip stitch into the top of that first stitch. This is now what your slipper looks like. You're going to continue working in the same direction and you're going to chain 1. Now for round 2 of the small size of your slipper sides, you're going to work a single crochet working in the back loop only of each stitch all the way around. So to find your back loop, if you're looking at the top of your stitch, this bar, this horizontal loop that is the closest to you, that's your front loop only. And the one that is furthest away from you, that is your back loop. So we're going to be working in the back loop only, beginning with the same stitches joining, single crochet into that first stitch, then continue working in the back loop only and single crochet into each stitch all the way around. When you come back to your first stitch, you're going to join with the slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet stitch. Your chain 1 never counts as a stitch, so you'll be always joining directly into the single crochet. At the end of round 2, you're joining with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch. Now for rounds 3 and 4, so the next 2 rounds, you're going to chain 1, single crochet into that same stitch as joining. You are now working under both loops again, and single crochet into each stitch all the way around. When you come around to your first stitch, join with the slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, chain 1 and repeat. At the end of round 4, after you've worked 2 more rounds of single crochet stitches, you can meet me back here. At the end of your round 4 of the slipper sides, you're going to join with the slip stitch into the top of your first stitch. You can then fasten off and go ahead and weave in that end. I'll leave mine till a little bit later on. You're then going to turn your slipper so that you're working at the front of your slipper. Again, keep that right side facing out. So we're at this front of the slipper where we have our half double crochet stitches. Then at the front of the slipper, for the size small, you're going to locate the 4 stitches at the front of your slipper. You're then going to join your color B, join your yarn with a slip stitch into the back loop only of the stitch immediately before these 4 stitches. You're then going to begin working a single crochet, working in the back loop only of each of the next 4 stitches. So skipping that stitch that you joined in, Simply single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, working in the back loop only. You're then going to slip stitch into the next stitch, again in the back loop only, and turn your work. Now for rows 2 through to 15, you're going to single crochet into each stitch across. So skip that slip stitch and single crochet into each of the next 4 single crochet stitches. You're then going to slip stitch into the back loop only of the next stitch on your slipper sides. Turn your work, leaving the remaining stitches unworked. You're going to repeat that for a total of 13 more rows, so you'll have a total of 15 single crochet rows for the slipper top. So skip the first slip stitch, single crochet into each of the next 4 single crochet stitches, and slip stitch into the back loop only of the next stitch on the slipper side. Turn your work and repeat. Repeat until you come to the end of row 15. At the end of your row 15, you will slip stitch into that back loop only of the next stitch on your slipper side, and then the top of your slipper is complete. You're then ready to begin the slipper cuff. You're going to start by chaining 1, and then by working under the both loops of your stitches, you're going to work a double crochet into each stitch all the way around the back of your cuff. So just double crochet into the next stitch and then into each stitch all the way around. When you come all the way around, I guess I still have a few more to go here. I'll just keep working. When you come all the way around the back of your slipper, you'll work a double crochet into the final stitch, and then when you come to the front of your slipper and you have those 4 single crochet stitches, you're going to work a double crochet into each of those 4 single crochet stitches across the front. Do not work into that slip stitch. You're just working into your single crochet stitches. When you come to your first stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch. Again, that is the first double crochet. You're skipping your slip stitches. So join with a slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet stitch. You're then going to chain 1. And now for rounds 2 to 6, so for the next 5 rounds, you're going to work a front post double crochet around the post of the first stitch. To work your front post double crochet, you're going to yarn over, bring your hook in front of your work and insert your hook from the front around back and out through the front again of the post of the next stitch. Yarn over and drop a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops 2 times. You're then going to work a back post double crochet around the post of your next stitch. To work the back post double crochet, yarn over, bring your hook in back of your work and insert your hook from the back, around front, and out through the back again around the post of the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and complete your stitch. You're going to work a front post double crochet around the post of the next stitch, followed by a back post double crochet around the post of the next, and repeat that all the way around your slipper. When you come to your first stitch, join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, and then repeat that round until you have come to the end of round 6. At the end of round 6 of your slipper cuff, you're going to join with the slip stitch into the top of that first stitch. You can then fasten off and weave in your ends, and that is all there is to working the Tundra slippers. You'll go ahead and repeat those steps for the next for the second slipper, and then you can go ahead and enjoy. So thank you so much for joining me on this crochet tutorial on how to make the Tundra slippers. If you happen to make a pair and show them on social media, do be sure to tag Rich Textures Crochet. I always love to come by and admire your work. So until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.